Okay, so here is just the sign up page. So here we get a 14-day free trial with Zoho Books. Now for this tutorial, we're going to be going through the free version of Zoho Books, what you're going to get in the free version of Zoho Books, and actually how to set up your free account, your free software account with Zoho Books. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to put in our company detail, our email address, our password, and our country. Now I'm based in Ireland. You can choose whichever country you're in. And before we do that, we're going to also check out the pricing as well. So you can see here, the free version, this is the one we'll be using for today's example. And we're going to be able to send out invoices. We're going to be able to automate payment reminders, get bank reconciliation, and we're also going to get P&L, balance sheet, and 50+ reports. We're going to get tracking, and we're going to be able to accept online payments. We're going to get a lot of features in the free version. And then here with the standard version, the professional version, the premium version, and it even goes as far as a €200 version per month. Well, no, actually €249 version per month. Now this all comes with 14-day free trial, and if you do use my link down below, you are going to get $100 credit. So it will be $100 credit. If you're in England, it'll be £100 credit. If you use euros, it'll be €100 credit. So based on the plan you get, you can get extra few months for free, including your 14-day free trial. So I'm going to go back here and we're just going to create my account. So you just put in your details. So for the example of today's video, I'm just going to put on and then for our email, we're just going to go and then we're going to agree to the terms and we're going to create an account. Okay, so now at this point, you're going to get an email verification link on the email you use. So I'm just going to go to that email now and just verify it. Okay, that's verified now. And now we're going to go back here and then we're going to fill in our organization profile details. So you see here, my organization name is YouTube Zoho Books, and then we're going to choose my industry. So here we get a good few industries. We have writers, web development, web designing. So I'm just going to go web development here. And then for the state, we're just going to pick the state where we are in. Just going to say Galway. And then we're going to leave the currency at euros because we currently do use euros, but we obviously see how much more currencies we get. But I'm going to keep it at euros, keep the language at English, and tax setting, we can configure our tax settings in the settings in Zoho's book. So we're going to go and we're going to get started. Okay, now I'm just going to refresh my page because this email is verified, just to get this to go. Perfect. So before we get into the actual specific tutorials, and there will be timestamps down below to find out exactly what you're looking for. If you're looking for one specific thing in Zoho's book, we're just going to go through a quick overview here. As you guys can see, it's very, very simple and it's very, very user friendly and intuitive, the dashboard in Zoho Books. So this is a great software to get started with, and definitely to scale if your business activities or your accounting activities get more complicated in the future. Is a great software to start with, and is also a great software to scale with. We're basically here in our settings. So I'm just going to go back to the dashboard just to show you how nicely put the settings are on Zoho Books. So we're going to click over here on settings, and then basically everything is categorized here once we click the settings button. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to taxes. We're going to go over to taxes, and I've already added in a tax rate. I've put in VAT at 23%, but I'm just going to show you again for example purposes how you can do that. All we will need to do is create a new tax. I'm going to call it VAT again, just put in 1 because I already have one in there. I'm going to put it again for 23%. And then also here in our settings, Another important thing we're going to see here in our settings, if we go back here, is payment gateways. So if you want to add a way where people can either pay your invoices with a direct bank transfer, or if you want to take it through card payments, Apple Pay, and you want to add in a payment gateway, you can do that here. You could add it in Stripe. With Stripe, you can actually auto charge here as well. So when you're sending out your recurring invoices, you can auto charge them as well, but this feature is only available with Stripe. Now I use Stripe for myself because I do use Zoho Books for my own accounting as well, and I do use Stripe as well. So, but I don't use PayTabs, Go Cardless, PayPal, Verifone, CSG, and Braintree. But if you do use these payment gateways, you could just set it up. Really, it's very, very simple. All you need to do is just click the setup, and then it's going to ask you for your account logins. You log in there, you're going to get a verification code, and it's pretty much synced from there. So, and then after that, we are also going to check the profile and branding. So here you can add in your organization logo. You could change the colors of what's on here on the side. So I want to change to green, or I can change to red, or I can change to orange. This is just some of the branding, I guess. And then what you can actually do here as well is, if case you in the future you do get the premium version and you're able to get the portal. So a portal is where your customers can log in and view their invoices or view upcoming payments or how much they've paid you. You can actually click this button if you basically want to remove all the Zoho branding, where people won't be able to see if it's a Zoho account. Now, again, this is the free version, so we can't actually click off this. So if someone does go to the portal, or if you send, if someone pays online with, let's say you've added a Stripe payment gateway and they click your invoice and they click on payments, that page that they go into is going to be a Zoho branded one. But you know, you could put your colors there and your logo will still be there, but it will be Zoho branded as well. So that's just something you should notice. But that's not going to affect your payments or anything like that. The payments will still go through fine. It's just that the Zoho branding will still be there as well. So basically, just a few more to show here. Here's what I'm talking about. So this is your portal link. So if someone wants to go to your portal, this would be the link that you could give to your customers or your clients. So if they just click this link, they'll get a login, because you can invite them. I'm going to show you how to invite customers to get a login, and that's the link that they could go to. So firstly, we're going to start off with the banking. So with the free version, we're going to have to add in the banking manually. Now, if you get the pro version or you get the paid version, basically, you can actually automatically sync your banking details to Zoho Books, and then that way the transaction that goes out of your your transaction that goes in and out of your bank, you can actually match it with the transactions that are in Zoho Books. So if you have some expenses or bills, you can match that with a bill that was taken out of your actual account, or if you have an invoice that was sent and was paid and that transaction reflects on your actual bank, you can match that as well, just to keep everything organized and make sure that you're getting the most out of your accounting app. So here we're just going to add this manually. We're going to add in a bank. We're just going to say bank, and then for the account code, this could be the actual account code, but I'm just going to put a random number. This will be your account number as well. We could put in the bank name, and then we could just go make this primary, and then we can save. Right, so then here what we could do is, well, we can also add in our statement, import our statement, and we can manually add in a transaction. So that's, we can add in expense, transfer to another account, sales return. This is all the money out, and this is all the money in. So customer advance, customer payments, sales without invoices, and so on. So that's basically how we add in our bank account manually. Now we're going to go over here to items, and we're going to see on how to add in our items. Items is either your products or your services that you're going to be selling. So it's going to make, when you're actually making your invoices, doing this would be definitely worth it. Now you can also add in goods and services while you make your invoice as well. I'm going to show you how to do that too, but I'm also going to show you how to pre-make your goods and services. So first we're going to start off with a good. So we're just going to say Apple. and we don't, this unit is just piece. So we're going to say selling price is 35 or 25. And this is the account that the money is, the transaction would be going in. So we're just going to leave it as sales, because this is going to be in our sales account when we sell it. And then we can see our tax. We're going to put in this tax here, and we're going to save it. So that's an item. Now we're going to add in a service. I'm going to say, just say car fix, for example. And there'll be no unit for a service, so we just leave that blank. Selling price is 300 euro. And let's see, let's just say, for purely example purposes, let's just say this is going into our general income account. And then we're going to put in VAT on this as well. So there we have one product added, and we have one service added as well. So that's basically how you add in the products. So now we're going to add in our customers. Now, if you're already using Zoho CRM, or you use another accounting software where you might have all of your customers' details, then do look at the compatible apps that you could connect your Zoho Books with. If not, and you want to create your customers brand new here on Zoho, then we're just going to click here, create new customer. So let's just say this is an individual. Our customer is a business, sorry, not an individual. So what we're going to do is we're just going to name the person. I'm just going to use my details since it's here actually. So we're going to see all here, and then for the display name, we're going to name the company. We're just going to say Visit Solutions. And here, when we click on customer display name, this is completely up to you. You could pick their name, or you could pick their actual business name. Now, one thing I will say is when you do send out your invoices, the basic template that Zoho is going to give out when they send out an invoice to your customer is this customer display name is going to be the name that you're going to address them with in the email. So for example, it's going to be like Hello Business Solutions, or if you decide to choose the name, it's going to say Hello Vincent Idamudia. So depending on how you kind of want to address your customers when you're sending them an invoice, then you can choose which one you want to put on the display name, or you can go there and you could go to the email template and you can edit it yourself, and you can change it to be their company name, or it could be their first name, and you kind of edit it. So just said I'll let you know that before we go ahead. Anyway, so we're going to put in a tax rate here for this customer. We're going to put in this VAT rate, and I have no opening balance with them, so I'm going to leave this as it is. And if I send this person an invoice, I want the payment, I want this invoice to be due in 15 days, and I want to enable them to get access to this portal. So now what's going to happen is when they save this is they're going to receive an invitation to their email address, and they're going to be able to create their password, and they can use this email here. So I'm going to be able to use this email here to log in to the portal. Here you can add in their address if you wish to do so, and if you have it, you can add in their name and their details over here, their custom fields, reporting tax and remarks. But other than that, this would be the most important bit. So once you've added in all this information, you can just click on save. And then we have our, we have our first customer added. And so the invitation has been sent. If you heard that sound there, that's just my phone there. I received the actual invitation to that email, and we'll be able to see when I accept it. So I'm going to just accept it now. So now I'm going to refresh, and we're going to see that it's going to say portal invitation accepted because I've accepted it now. And then you can see there. So I'm joined the portal. I'm inside the portal here. So if I send this person myself an invoice, I'll be able to look at it on the portal. I'll be able to make payments on the portal, and I'll be able to see how much I've actually spent in the portal. So that's very good, especially if you have a client that this is going to be on a long-term basis. So now what we're going to do before we create an invoice is I say we're going to go over and actually edit the invoice so we can put our banking details in the invoice. So we're going to go over here to settings, and then we're going to go down here to customization, and we're going to go to PDF templates, and we're going to go over here to invoice templates. I'm going to click on edit, And then we can see here, there's a few things I just want to edit. What I would like to edit is I would like to put in my bank details. I'm pretty much happy with everything that's here. I would just like to put in my banking details and change the coloring of some of just this over here. I want to put in orange, for example. So we're going to go over here to header and footer, just showing you everywhere around to see what you could do. You could put in your logo over here. You could put in your address format. You could put in the customer's details, so you could change the type of text that they use. You could take it down. You get a lot of customization options here. And then here at the end, we see other details, and where it says online payment link, you can actually change the wording, so you could call it payment options. Now I'm going to change it instead of calling it payment options. I'm just going to say pay online instead. I think that sounds a little bit better. And then over here for banking details, I'm going to add in my banking details. So I'm just going to go name. I'm going to go IBAN. I'm going to go BIC. And I'm going to go click on preview. And then you can see our banking details is here. It's changed to pay online, and we're going to click on save. And that's pretty much our invoice edited and basically done. If you want to change more things, then you know how to do that there. So now we're going to go into invoice here, and we're going to finally create our first invoice. So when we first click into invoice, we're going to get a few of these. We're basically just going to click on, well, you could read the settings, but I'm pretty much happy with everything. I want the tax actually inclusive here instead, and no rounding. And we're just going to leave it at that, and then we're going to click on save and continue. So now we're going to find our customer. So we're going to add business solutions here. The invoice number, that's going to automatically generate. You can change the prefix. So if you don't want to call it INV, you can put it at, let's just say PPP, and then we can put the next number as 00001. Or if we want to just start it off at, let's just say 98 or 89, or we just want to leave it just start it off at 01. We don't want all the zeros. Then we can click on save, and that's how we can start off our invoice numbers. And this is automatically going to generate. Or if you wish to just do it manually, you can click back here and you can put on enter invoice numbers manually. And in the invoice date, we're sending out today, so it's the 25th of September, so that's perfectly fine. And then the salesperson, you just go to manage salespersons, and you can add in a new salesperson. I don't know if you have people sending it, if you want to put in your own name, you can do that. We're just going to leave it without that, and we're going to click on item details. So here we're just going to click on Apple, then we're going to add in a new row, and then we're going to click on Apple, because first I'm going to click on Carfix. And previously I said that you can add in items while you're making the invoice, so I'll just show you how to do that. So all you do is you just click over here on click a new row, and you click on add new item, and then you see here we can add in a new product. Now we already added in two, so we no need to add in another product. And where we see rate 300, so that's the price we put, we see 25, and let's just say for this it was 2 car fixes, for example, so that's automatically going to go to 600, and then the tax is inclusive, so I guess it's adding in the 23% VAT, so it calculates the 23% VAT. You don't want to click this, because that's what you click after if you receive the payment. And that's pretty much it. So that I'm happy with this invoice, and then all you would need to do is you're just going to click on save and send. And here is the email template. So remember what I said by here, it's going to automatically say dear business solution. So it's going to automatically say dear dot customer display name. So that's why you want to kind of choose what you want to be here. I want the business name to be here. If you want the first name to be here, then you can put the customer display name as their full name. And then we're going to see it says send to my email address. Well, not my email address, but the customer's email address. And then this is going to be coming from your email address. This is the email address I use to sign up for this account, and that's the subject. And this is the email template. Thank you for your business. Your invoice can be viewed, print and download the PDF here. And we're pretty much going to save and send. You can see there, I just got a notification. So I just received the invoice there to info.businesssolutions.ie. And basically, when you don't have an online payment gateway, you're not going to actually be able to know automatically when someone has paid you. But that's the one really, really good thing about setting up a payment gateway like Stripe or the Verifone or PayPal. When someone pays your invoice or when they paid online, you're automatically going to know that they've paid. They're automatically going to receive a thank you email too. But if they don't and you just have your bank details, what you're going to do is when they have paid and you see it in your bank account or they tell you they've paid, you're going to come over here and you're going to record the payment yourself. So we're going to click over here and we're going to record the payment. So I received €625. I actually received that. Now, if there's any fees or any reason why that amount might have been deducted, you can take down how much was deducted. This money is deposited into my bank account. I received it today. The payment mode was not cash. The payment mode was a bank transfer. And then we're going to record the payment. And when we record the payment, they're going to receive, well, I'm going to receive a thank you note, but the customer is going to receive a thank you note. If you don't want them to receive a thank you note, you can just click off it. I want them to receive a thank you note. So I'm just going to click on record payment. And that way, when we do look at the reports on your accounting software, it's going to show that you have received that amount. The customer is going to receive a payment thank you note. And that's pretty much how the invoices are sent and managed. If you want to add in a recurring invoice, so if you have a monthly subscription and every month you're going to be sending them an invoice, or every week, what you're going to be doing is you're going to go over here to recurring invoice. We're going to click over on our customer as well. Profile name, let's call it, and then we're going to go over, we don't need to create the order number. It's going to generate every time it's time to create a new invoice. So let's say this is going to be monthly, and we're going to charge them every 27th. So it's going to start on the 27th of September, and from 27th of October, 27th of November, 27th of December is always going to send monthly. And we want this to be, it's due in 15 days. And if it's not paid in 15 days, they're going to receive a reminder about this invoice. So we're going to set it for 15 days. And then we're going to charge them for Apple. And let's just say they bought 21 off us. No, I pressed enter by mistake. I'm just going to go back into it. Click on edit. Yeah, so we put in 21. It's going to get sent to this email address every month. And we're going to click on save. And that's a recurrent invoice there. So if we see the next invoice, so it's already kind of generated. This is what the next invoice is going to look. And it's already going to be sent out to their email automatically. And this is what it's going to look like. Basically just like a normal invoice. And you see here the invoice number will be generated automatically. Pretty much just like the normal invoice. And here we can look at the recent activities. So we'll be able to see if they viewed this invoice, and obviously we will know when they've paid it as well. And we can just go back to the overview, and that's pretty much the recurrent invoice. Now we're also going to go over to sales receipt, and we're going to look at how to create a sales receipt. So we're going to go over to our customer's name as well. Don't want my name didn't come up. Bob Tully. And sales receipt number is SR001, just like the invoice as well. We can change this as well if we want to keep it. I'm going to keep it at SR. Let's just say you want to keep it at 01. So we're going to click on save and just leave it at 01. And then let's say they bought a Carfix and they paid, let's say they paid cash, and this was deposited into undeposited funds account, and we don't want to give them a reference number. We just want to send it as it is. So now we're just going to send them this receipt. and we can add in their information here, add in contact persons. So we can add in their email address if we know it here. So I'm just going to say and we're not going to enable portal access because no need, this is just a one-time purchase that they made. And we're going to click on save and select. Oh, look at me. Save and select. And now it's going to email it to that email over there. And as you can see, this is what it's going to look like. So dear Bob Tolley, amount paid, gives them the receipt number, receipt date. We don't add any notes, and we're just going to send it. And that's our receipt. That's our sales receipts done. So at this stage, we have went through how to create a sales invoice, a recurring invoice, and a sales receipt, and how to edit your invoice. So what we're going to be doing now is we need to add in our expenses so that we can actually go to our reportings and we can actually get, an actual accurate reporting where we can look at our profit and our loss. So before we add in an expense, we're going to add in a vendor, and I've already done that, but I'm going to do one here for you guys as well. So we're going to go click over here to add a vendor. And let's just say for a vendor, because this is likely that you won't know the name of your actual vendor because it might be a big company. So I'm just going to name this company Apple.corp, right? And let's say that's the display name. We don't know their email, don't know their phone number. And let's just say we're getting taxed on this. And let's just say they usually give you a 15-day grace period for this expense. So we're going to click on save. And then we're going to go, actually we didn't even put in an amount. Let me go back here. Okay, yeah, sorry, that's just the vendor. I thought that was the expense. Yeah, so we didn't put an amount. That's perfectly fine. Now we're going to go over here. I'm going to add in an expense. Let's say this is coming out of, if it's Apple.corp, let's just say, for example, it is cost of goods. And let's say the amount of this expense is 75. And say we're getting taxed on this. And this is the bank we're paying it through. So let's say this is coming out of my bank. So we're going to say taxes inclusive. And then the vendor, we're going to say is Apple.corp. Just replace because we changed the tax. I'm guessing that's why that came up. And we no need to add in a customer name. So basically that's our expense and that's the date it was taken out. But let's just say this expense was going to be taken out on the 1st of October. I'm going to click on save. So here we've added in our expense. So what we see over here, what I want us to look at is here, we're going to see make reoccurring. So if you're getting this expense every month, every 2 months, every week, or every year, and you want to make this expense reoccurring, we're going to click over here and click on make reoccurring. And let's say we're going to call this Apple.corp. And let's just say we need this product to make our car fix service, for example. Just so you know, this is completely only you be seeing this. And let's say this is coming out of my account every month, or they're billing me every month, and we said this is the 1st of October, so every 1st of the month, and we're going to receive this expense. And then here it says ends on. This is, let's just say, it's never going to expire. If this does have expiring date, obviously you could choose the expiring date, but I'm going to go over here and click it's never going to expire. And then we can click on save. Now this is a feature that's only really for the paid version. On a free version, you can't get it to be a reoccurring expense, but you can get it to be just a one-time expense. And if it's every month, you might have to add it in manually, or you can make it a reoccurring. Now again, it is a free trial if you want to get the paid version, so you can also still try the paid version as well, but just said I'll let you know that as well. So finally, we're going to go over here to reports, and it's here Zoho already kind of builds you guys some pre-made reports. So we're going to go down here and we're going to look here at cash flow statements. So here you can see we have our cash flow statements over here. So cash flow operating accounts. So this is all our income. So this is account receivables, we have 0, we have net income, and we have tax payable. And if we click over here, if we click over on like the blue, it's going to show us each transaction that makes up that figure. So if I just go back, go back here. Let's just see cash flow statement. The total figure here is 752 and 3 cents. And if I just click on that actual number, it can show us all the invoices that actually makes that amount. So we say here it's a sales receipt and it's a sales invoice that got us that amount. So if I go back and we can look at our profit and loss statement. So here, this is our income. So we see here we have the first invoice, and then we have this one here as well. We can export it to PDF or to a docs file. And that is pretty much it, guys. You know, that's pretty much how to kind of use Zoho Books and get your head around it. So there's a lot more you can do with obviously the paid version, but the free version, you can definitely run your business with this accounting software. If you have an agency, if you're a freelancer, this is, you know, very good to send out your invoices and to keep track of how much is going out and how much is coming in your business. So let me know if this tutorial was helpful. I'm going to help you with a lot of Zoho apps.